Growing up, I've always been in these small houses, cramped spaces, lot of walls in between. An absolute contrast to the way I grew up to where I am right now. Poles apart, but both are extremely enticing in their own way. To be able to live amongst people and to be able to live in a place as divine and pristine as this. This is HomeLane Originals, inside beautiful homes.
Welcome to our home.
I spent most of my childhood hours in a Vatara, which is the equivalent of a chawl. There were 6 houses and 2 toilets. Right, so oftentimes in the morning we had to queue up, and the way it used to work was we used to carry the mug of water and we used to keep it there. So as the mugs ahead of us disappear, you know your turn is coming. That's how we grew up. There was just one bedroom, and me and my brother, just my father, my mother, me and my brother, the two of us used to sleep on a charpoy or a mat, or what we call in Kannada as a chape, on the floor till I was in the 9th standard, till I was 14 years old. So in 1984, we were very proudly, we moved to this our own home in Basaveshwar Nagar. And it was, we having a bedroom of our own, having a toilet of our own in the home was a privilege. But during COVID, there was a lockdown and we all had to work remotely. So we moved to our native place, Hassan, which is 180 kilometers from Bangalore. And funnily enough, one day one of the roads was blocked, or there was a traffic jam, and Google said, take this alternate route. I had no idea there's a road called IVC Road in Bangalore. And I saw this property is beautifully crafted. I said, wow. And I fell in love so much that I decided to quit my job. I decided to take an early retirement. Decided to move back to Bangalore. We've been here ever since. Welcome to Belukote. Belukote. These are 2 most important spiritual towns in Karnataka. Belur, basically Channakeshwar temple. It's a UNESCO temple where my mother comes from. Belukote is where my father comes from. So Belur and Belukote, we combined to call this home as Belukote. This is a 30-acre mangrove. As you come in to this property, we're the corner plot. And as you walk in, you have a foyer area, you have a living room, and the elevator starts from the ground floor, goes all the way up. And then as you enter from the living area into the dining and the kitchen, it is like you've entered the sanctum sanctorum. These 2 Dwarapalakas was not something that any interior team had done before, barely even heard of it. I don't know how HomeLane executed to it. You have these stone pillars, have these glass with those 2 Dwarapalakas etched on it, cased in a wooden frame in a swiveling manner. Before we came here, we had gods everywhere around the house. So what we wanted to do was, we wanted to put them all together, where we can bow down before all the gods. So we have about 40 odd gods blessing us, and it took us close to a month to work with HomeLane to come up with a format that looked very aesthetically pleasing and also beautiful, and also able to accommodate 40 gods in a puja room. And we finally hit that. I got that equation right. And this is a puja room, what I also jovially call as the divine mall. Ground floor is where people come in. We have visitors, we have family coming in. And when they come in, they look at this house as a representation of what we are, how we have built this house. And most of the time they spend is on the ground floor. The ground floor had to be the core of who we are. And the core of who we are we are religious. We like to represent our history, our tradition, and the entire ground floor has been themed as a pure South Indian, religious, spiritual look and feel of this home. The first floor is where you want to get entertained, spend time. You want a bit of luxury, your bedrooms, you have your workspaces, which is very contemporary. The second floor, which is a little wild. This is where you want your projector to be, where you want to catch up with friends over a drink at times. Growing up, the only vegetation and greenery we saw was a tulsi in a plant. That was the only green thing that we grew up with. So I wanted the entire house to be one single connect. We said no closed kitchens, open kitchen. So we had this option of a dry and a wet kitchen. He said no thing. So we put the kitchen right at the back of the house. As you come in, the entire home and you go towards the end, the entire breadth of the plot is the kitchen. So we said no dining room, no dining table. So we put an island which also doubles up as a dining area. So you can go sit, eat off the island, all done with a 20-foot long kitchen platform. Perfect. And I would say the interiors are exquisite. The one word I have for it is exquisite. If ever I were to go and do another home again, HomeLane it's going to be. The most favorite thing that I like to do here is nothing. It's a very, very deep thing. People say, I'm busy watering the plants, cutting vegetables, I'm doing this chore, I'm doing that, but to do nothing, to be at peace. It's just that being. A house becomes a home when there is no distinction between the house and me. The moment you take that distinction, there is only one being in here. It becomes a home. The home is you. You are the home. There's absolute synergy. It's one in another. There's nothing to differentiate. And that's the ultimate dwelling that you can actually get to.